Hi friends, and a very warm welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. This is Shailaja and a great new recipe for you. Now we all have kids at home and we're always looking for a nice and easy snack, especially when they come back from school or if they're just at home with their friends. My recipe for you today is cheesy jacket potatoes. These are delicious and easy way to get cheese, white sauce and potatoes, and kids love this recipe. So let's look at some of the ingredients. Boiled potatoes, green onion, boiled corn, butter, refined flour, milk, cheese, salt, pepper, spring onion greens. Okay, so let's get started with this wonderful recipe, and I'm sure your kids are going to just love it and adults love it equally as well. So I've got the boiled potatoes right here. So I'm just going to actually cut them. What you need to do is just kind of cut them into halves. So I'm just going to take about 3 of these potatoes right now. And what you want to do is gently, because they are boiled, so you want to just gently scoop out the center of the potato which is boiled, and we'll reserve this because we'll use the same potato in our mixture to fill the potato right back. So I'm just going to take this out, and you just have to be slightly careful because you don't want, sometimes the skin of the potato is slightly thin, so you just want to make sure it doesn't kind of just break apart. So we're just going to gently remove this. Okay, so what I've done is I've gently scooped out as much of the center without really breaking the potato. Don't worry about it too much. All you really need is, you know, just a slight bit amount of the boiled potato that you need for the mixture, and to kind of make these little potato bowls. Now what we want to do is we want to get a mixture ready that's going to go into these potatoes of ours. So I have my pan which I want to just heat up. So I'm just going to add a little bit of butter, and we'll just add in some of the green onions. Now here again you can play around with the flavors and just create your own filling if you wish. I'm going to use some nice boiled corn that I have here, and we will of course use the potatoes that we scooped out from these boiled potatoes here. We'll obviously use that back into the mixture. Now I'm going to just season this with a little bit of pepper. Again, here you could even use some dried herbs. You could use oregano or thyme if you wish. I'm just going to use good old salt and pepper. So I've just seasoned this with salt and pepper, and this won't need too much of cooking because our corn is already boiled. And now I'm going to just add the potato that we scooped out. This can go right in. Now corn and potatoes is a great combination, and of course we will be adding in the cheese, which will really add flavor to this wonderful dish. Now if you feel you need some more pepper, you could just actually sprinkle just a little bit more. Okay, so this looks fairly done, and I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat, and we'll keep it aside for the moment. Now if you're pressed for time and you don't have time enough to make up the white sauce, which I'm going to show you how to make, you can actually just use this filling into your these potato bowls that we've created here, and just sprinkle some cheese and put it into the oven, and they're ready to go. Now since we do have a little time today, I'm going to show you how to make a basic white sauce, which actually is really easy, and you can actually even refrigerate this for about maybe 3 to 4 days and then just use it for any of your recipes. So let's get started with the white sauce that we're going to need today. I'm just going to heat my pan out here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter to this. Now you just want to melt this butter a little bit, and then we'll add our flour to it. I'm just going to turn this up a little bit here. Okay, so next we've got 2 tablespoons of the flour that go right in. And what we're doing here now is just mixing up the flour and the butter so that the flour gets a little cooked and you don't get that raw flavor of the flour, and you just want to mix this up a little bit. Now once this is nice and smooth, we'll go ahead and add the milk to this. Now I've turned this off, and just a small tip when you're making a white sauce, you obviously don't want the white sauce to be lumpy and uneven in texture. So what I really like to do is gradually add the milk. The sauce remains nice and lump free, and then you just give it a stir. Now once this looks all combined, what we are going to do is turn back the heat on, and you can actually keep this now on a medium high heat, and of course you want to just keep gently stirring it, and you want your sauce to thicken. So give this about maybe 5 to 7 minutes and this should be done, but you do need to keep an eye on it because it could suddenly thicken and then get clumpy, so you need to just keep gently stirring it. And I like to add in some salt and pepper to this as well to flavor it. You could even add some mixed herbs if you wish. You could even add some cheese and make it into a nice cheese sauce, but we're actually going to keep that cheese to sprinkle on top of our potato jackets, so I'm just going to keep this as it is for the moment. Okay, so our sauce is looking nice and fairly thick. You don't want it to get any thicker than that because then it does tend to get a little lumpy. So I'm just going to go right ahead and turn the heat off, and we'll just keep this aside for a moment and get this back here. Now our mixture is nice and well combined. So what I'm going to do right now is just go ahead and add some of this wonderful white sauce that we've made. We're just going to add it to this, and you could just keep adding a little bit at a time and mix this up well. Oh, this is looking so nice. Now as you can see, I don't have the heat on anymore because most of our ingredients are all cooked and ready to go. So let's now get the potatoes onto a baking tray, and I'm just going to show you how we'll fill these up. I have my tray right here, and I'm going to go ahead and arrange these onto the tray. And what we can do is just go right ahead and take each one of these potato jackets, and you're just going to add in the mixture into them. Now try not filling them up excessively because while they bake, they might just kind of the mixture might just kind of fall over, so just enough to cover them evenly. Okay, these look great, and of course you want to garnish them with some cheese. I mean, cheese is the main ingredient in this, so what you could do is go right ahead and just sprinkle the cheese straight on to each of them. So I've just gone ahead and grated our cheese on all of the jacket potatoes here, and this is ready to go into the oven. I have my oven which I have preheated at 180 degrees Celsius, and this is just going to go in for no more than about 10 to maybe 14 minutes. Just keep a watch on them. All you're looking for now is the top to get nice and golden and crusty, and your jacket potatoes will be ready, and then I'll show you how we're going to garnish and plate this. So this goes right into the oven right now. And there you go, our cheesy jacket potatoes are out of the oven. They're looking oh so delicious, especially with the melted cheese on the top. And I'm just going to add a little bit of the spring onion leaves, the green parts that we'd reserved. So this is just going to go straight on top of this, and you would want to serve this right away because it's nice and hot out of the oven, and it's absolutely delicious. I do hope you enjoyed this recipe, and do try this out and many others on our channel. Thanks so much for watching. So, if you like our videos, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay connected and happy cooking.